guys, so this is the first time that the missus has been in the car since the cam has been properly tuned. So maybe just a couple quick reactions. Give ourselves a little bit of space from this guy. So we know we're putting down 401 rear wheel horsepower right now, and we're a little restricted. We should be a little higher, but even still 400 rear wheel horsepower. So let's get a reaction of what that 400 horsepower feels like to launch. Stall it up a little bit and shifting at about 6,200 RPM. Man, this thing pulls so hard with that cam. It is really impressing me. Very, very impressed with the performance of that cam. Unreal. And that's with a restriction. If you look at that dyno graph, you see that we've got a flat line at the upper end of that curve, and that's because we have a restriction. Now what we figure the restriction is the phase limiter, and we figure that should be a phase lock so that we have absolute control of the phase. We did turn off VVT, but we're still worried that that spring is messing a little bit with the power of the car, and that's holding us back. So right now it runs amazing. I'm gonna turn. Yeah. Man, she's got some real good mid-range power that just was not there before. The car pulls so hard up to 6,000 RPM. It's uncanny. That was the biggest change after we installed this cam and got that tune. It pulls so hard all the way up to 6,400 RPM. It really is crazy. I've got my red line set. I asked Chris to set it for 6,000. I think it might be even a little bit higher than that right now. It handles it no problem and just pulls so hard the whole way. You know how before with the 5.7 you start getting past, I don't know, 4,500 RPM, 4,000, 4,500, and the car just, it feels like it's out of breath. It just starts kind of dying on you. Not dying like it's gonna stall, but like you can feel like the loss of power. Like it just needs to, you need to shift. Like even if you could extend the RPM, it would make no sense because you're not making any extra power. That is absolutely not the case right now. It pulls so hard up to 6,000, up to as far as I can shift. It's still pulling you the whole way. The horsepower increase is really crazy. Just annoying though, because judging by the look of the curve of the graph, we should be around 420, 430 by the time you follow the arc, that's where we should be winding up. But with those restrictions, we're stuck with around 400. But there's another 20 or so wheel horsepower that we can easily pull out of this car. Let's see, we'll try it again around 1800. 1800 and go. Oh, spun a bit. Shifted 6200. 6 grand. What a monster. What an absolute monster, man. What a difference in temperament in the car, too. It's, I want to try my best to describe the feeling to you guys, just so you get an idea what this cam feels like. But man, it changes everything about the car. It just pulls so much more aggressively. And here we go. Crap, you guys. Man, totally changed the temperament of the car. Just absolutely changed the temperament of the car. Wow. Super impressive. And then we're coming up to a stop sign here. And listen to how quick it catches its idle. We're immediately already back to idle. No issues, no hesitation. Perfect. Just give you guys a little bit of a sample. Going, I don't know, 40k an hour, and then doing some stops, some slowdowns, stuff like that, just to show you how much it's smoothed down and how quickly it finds its idle. Coming up to a stop sign here. Coming right to a stop. Car immediately finds its idle. No hesitation anymore at all. It's really smooth. Don't have to think about what the car is doing or how it wants to, you know, if I have to give it a little extra gas or anything like that, just to kind of save the idle. Because at first it would hesitate, like when we first did it without the tune and we're just driving the cam around, or just driving the car around with just the cam in it and our previous tune. You'd get off the gas and then it would give it almost like a full, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then the idle would catch in. But sometimes you'd have to almost give it a little bit of gas to make sure that it saved its idle. Slowing down. No problem. See how it catches its idle, slowing down for a crosswalk. It's really smooth now. Like, I felt like my car didn't have the issues that the automatics, that you guys with automatics had with this cam at first. It was still fairly easy to control, but this right now, it immediately smooths out and goes back to idle. There's no issue going to idle at all. So guys like Donnie RT and a few of you other guys who are really worried that you're never going to get your tune sorted out, trust me, you can do it. She moves. But anyways, trust me, you can do it. I've got it completely smoothed out right now. I didn't even think it would get this smooth. I thought that maybe it would still always have to catch itself to idle. But no, my tuner Chris at Player 3 Performance Tuning just has it dialed right in. It smooths right out and goes smooth straight into idle and then starts going lumpy after that.